All right, are we ready to get back to work?
Absolutely, Kurt. Let's dive back into the project. What section or topic would you like to tackle next?
So can you can you refresh where are we at this point? What have we done so far?
Certainly, Kurt. We have solidified the preface for your handbook, Charting the Course, a handbook for navigating postgraduate life, which includes a welcoming and congratulatory message to recent graduates. The preface sets the tone for the book, acknowledging the reader's achievements and encouraging them to embrace the journey ahead with courage. We've decided to maintain an approachable and down to earth tone throughout the book, making it feel like a friendly guide or conversation. Next, we'll likely move on to detailing the main sections of the book, which will explore the different life paths a graduate might take: living a single life, marriage without children, and starting a family. Each section will aim to provide insights, advice, and considerations for the unique experiences and challenges of these paths. If you're ready, we can start outlining or drafting the first of these sections.
All right, thank you for the refresher. So I think I want to add a next chapter between between the preface and all of that. Let's call it the big decision. And this is where I'm going to introduce that flow chart that I gave you. Can you write up a summary, basically introducing the flow chart and explaining how that is going to be the basis for the remainder, for most of the remainder of the book? Can you take a stab at drafting that out for me?
Absolutely. Here's a draft for the big decision chapter that introduces the flow chart. The big decision. Your mortarboard is airborne, the speeches have concluded, and the applause is fading into memory. Now comes the moment that every graduate faces: the big decision. What path will you walk in the grand journey of life after university? It's a decision that feels as weighty as your textbooks, but far more personal. In this chapter, we unfurl the flow chart, a map of sorts that lays out the roads traveled by many before you. This isn't your typical map with roads and street signs. It's a blueprint of life choices. Imagine it as a tree, with each branch representing a pivotal decision that leads to new branches, each with its own set of leaves, moments, milestones, and memories you'll collect over time. This flowchart, which will serve as our compass throughout this book, delineates three principal paths: the single life, marriage without children, and family life. Each path has its own terrain, its own set of challenges and rewards, and like any good map, it helps us to anticipate the twists and turns, the uphill climbs, and the smooth stretches. As we navigate this flowchart together, we'll delve into the nuances of each path. We'll explore what it means to choose freedom and flexibility, the companionship of a partner, or the enduring legacy of family. Think of this flowchart as a conversation starter, a way to ask yourself the big questions. What matters most to me? What am I willing to give? What am I hoping to gain? So take a deep breath and let's turn to the flowchart, the starting point of our dialogue on the big decision that lies before you. By the end of this book, you may not have all the answers, but you'll have a clearer understanding of the questions and, hopefully, a sense of which path resonates with your vision of the life you're about to create. Feel free to adjust or expand any part of this draft to better fit your vision for the book, Kurt.
I like it exactly as you laid it out. We're going to use it just like that. Thank you. So then the vision is that we then have that bit of language, and then the flow chart will follow. The person that's reading the book can study the flow chart, and then we'll dive into the next chapter. So let's now work on the single path. Now, what I want to do, and now you know all the background. I think you know what to write up. This is going to be a very important chapter because it introduces a life option that sometimes isn't seen as a mainstream option. What I mean by that is that sometimes people think of the single path as an alternate path, like everybody has to get married, has to have a family. That's the optimal route, and single is like a consolation prize, so to speak, or the prize for those that didn't, have the muster to go all the way. I don't think we should look at it that way. We should look at this as a solid, very real option for life. Can you please write it in such a way as to explain all the nuances explain the fact that you have to develop your own purpose, and offer this as a solid life option. Have at it.
The single path. Stepping into the single life is not a detour nor a holding pattern. It's a deliberate choice, a road as valid and potentially fulfilling as any other. It's about embracing independence and the ample room it provides to grow, explore, and define life on your own terms. In this chapter, we delve into the rich tapestry of the single life. Here, you are the sole architect of your days. Your career, while labeled as a job on our flowchart, has the potential to morph into a vocation or calling, as the freedom inherent in this path allows for nimble shifts and daring leaps into new opportunities that may arise. A house may just be a structure, but for you, it can become a canvas of self expression, a home in its own right, filled with the echoes of personal triumphs and the peace of solitude. It's where you can cultivate a sanctuary for your ambitions and hobbies, or simply a quiet nook to recharge. Purpose in the single life is a gem you have the liberty to unearth and polish. It's not prescribed or handed to you. It's discovered through a journey of self reflection and pursuit of passions. It may be found in a career in service to a cause greater than oneself or in the arts of living well and fully. Retirement, too, is a chapter you write yourself. It can be a time rich with the freedoms earned from a life of prudent planning and bold choices. Without the obligations that come with raising a family, you may find yourself exploring avenues previously untraveled, learning new skills, or devoting yourself to hobbies and interests that have always sparked your curiosity. Choosing the single path is not a compromise, it's a declaration of self determination. It's a life chosen by many who find deep satisfaction in their liberty, their achievements, and their personal quests. It's a path that celebrates autonomy and offers a unique kind of fulfillment, one that comes from knowing you've lived true to yourself. As we explore this path together, keep in mind that single doesn't mean alone. It means having the space to invite in the relationships and experiences that complement and enrich your life on your own schedule and terms. It's about crafting a life that's as connected or as autonomous as you desire, always with the freedom to redraw your map as you go.
I like it. I think we've got it. So all that homework we did up front really is really paying off. Now let's move to the new chapter, which is the married life. For this one, it's a little more conventional, but I want to emphasize, and you have to find a tactful way to do this, that there's a couple of things to consider here. One, it's about commitment to a degree to someone, insofar as you're willing to put a ring on it, so to speak, and make a commitment and say, I do. But on the other hand, this also has the chance. Oh, you coming back? You're thinking, huh?
The marriage path. Marriage, it's a word that conjures up commitment, partnership, and the merging of two lives into a shared journey. But let's look beyond the wedding day, past the festivities and the vows, and consider what choosing the marriage path truly entails. In this chapter, we turn to the married life, a path woven with companionship and the promise of mutual growth. Here, the job becomes more than a paycheck. It's a shared responsibility, a collective effort to build a foundation for two. It's about supporting not just yourself, but also nurturing the dreams and aspirations of your partner. The house you establish is no longer just walls and a roof. It's a mutual space that holds the laughter, the challenges, and the quiet moments of a life intertwined with another. It's where you and your partner will navigate the waters of everyday life, turning it into a home that is a testament to your partnership. Purpose within marriage is a dance of individuality and unity. You and your partner may have separate ambitions, but there's a profound beauty in weaving those dreams together, creating a tapestry that's rich with shared experiences and individual pursuits. It's about supporting each other's goals while never losing sight of the collective vision you're building. And when it comes to retirement, marriage offers a chance to reflect on a life's journey made richer by shared experiences. It's a time to look back on the peaks and valleys you've navigated together and to look forward to the tranquility and adventures yet to come. Choosing marriage is a declaration of partnership. It's about finding balance, giving and taking, leading and following together. It's a path that holds the potential for deep personal and shared fulfillment built on the bedrock of commitment and the joy of a life shared. As we explore the marriage path, remember that the essence of this choice is the bond between you and your partner, a commitment that evolves and grows just as you both will through every chapter of your shared story.
I like it. I think you've got this one down too. I was thinking about adding a bit about serial monogamy, which is a tricky topic to talk about, but maybe we'll tackle that a little bit later. Let's move on to the family path and all that entails now. Please have at it. Let me hear what you've got for the family path.
The family path. Embarking on the family path is to chart a course through life with the profound addition of children. It's a voyage that redefines the concepts of love, time, and personal ambition as it calls for a depth of commitment that touches every aspect of your existence. In this chapter, we explore the terrain of family life, where the job you undertake transcends the daily work. It becomes a career, a long-term investment in the well-being of those you hold dear. Your professional life becomes interwoven with the fabric of your family, providing stability and setting an example for the next generation. A house on this path is much more than a building. It's the nurturing ground for life, laughter, and learning. It's where you'll witness first steps, celebrate achievements, and provide comfort when the world seems daunting. Your home becomes a legacy in progress, a place where values are passed down and where the heart truly resides. When it comes to purpose, it finds its most vivid expression in the family path. Your children become a central part of your identity and your mission. The responsibilities may be great, but so are the rewards, the unspoken bond, the joy of seeing your child grow and flourish, and the honor of guiding them through life's many passages. Retirement, then, is not just a respite from the workaday world, but a rich chapter filled with the fruits of your lifelong labors. It's a time to take pride in the family you've raised and to enjoy the new dynamics as your children, now grown, forge their own paths. Choosing the family path is a profound act of hope and optimism. It's a commitment that spans decades, demanding much, but offering even more in return. It is life at its most raw and most beautiful, an adventure that is as challenging as it is rewarding. As we delve into the family path, we understand that it's a journey made up of countless moments, some trying, some triumphant, all woven into the tapestry of your family's unique story. Here, the heart of your life's work beats not just in your own chest, but in the lives of the ones you love.
I like it. I think you nailed it again. All right, the next chapter I want to add is now that we've laid out the three paths, the single, the married without children, and the married with family path, I want to lay out a path for deciding your way. Now, so the person that's reading the book says, okay, now that you've seen the three paths, the relative pros and cons of each, what will you do? And what guidance can you offer in thinking through the various options and then making a decision? Show me what you got.
Sorry, an unknown error occurred. Please try again later.
All right, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Kurt, ready to continue whenever you are. What would you like to work on next?
Okay, I'll just repeat what I said just a moment ago. Now that we've done the single path, the married path, and the family path, I want you to write up a chapter called Deciding Your Way. This is where we are posing to the reader the challenge of thinking about the various paths and choosing which one they want to embark on at this stage of their lives, relative, given all the pros and cons that we've given them already. Can you please write up that chapter, Deciding Your Way?
Deciding your way. As you stand at this crossroads, the echoes of your graduation ceremony still lingering, it's time to face the future with open eyes and a heart ready for the drafting of your own life's narrative. You've been presented with paths that fork and diverge in the woods of life. The single path with its freedom and self-guided purpose, the marriage path rich with partnership and shared dreams, and the family path, a journey of legacy and profound commitment. In this chapter, Deciding Your Way, we confront the beauty and weight of choice. Here, you are not merely choosing a direction, you are defining the contours of your life. It's about more than just where you want to go, it's about who you want to be and how you want to live. It's a decision that is deeply personal and uniquely yours. Take a moment to reflect on what you've learned about each path. Consider the milestones and the moments that resonate with your deepest values. Ponder the pros and cons, not just in terms of practical outcomes, but in how they align with the core of who you are. Ask yourself the tough questions. Are you drawn to the independence and self-discovery of the single life? Does the idea of building a life in tandem with a partner fill you with excitement? Or do you feel the pull of creating and nurturing a family despite the sacrifices that may entail? Remember, there's no rush in making this decision. It's not a race to the finish line. It's a journey that deserves your thoughtful pace. Allow yourself the freedom to imagine, to dream, and to consider all the possibilities that lie ahead. As you decide your way, bear in mind that these paths are not set in stone. Life is fluid, and the choices you make now can evolve as you do. What matters is that you make these choices consciously, with intention and an understanding of their ripple effects on your future. So take a deep breath. Embrace the uncertainty as much as the potential. Whether your next steps are measured and cautious or taken with a bold stride, know that this process of deciding is the first step in shaping the life you wish to lead. Decide your way, not as a final answer, but as the next chapter in your grand adventure. And as you do, carry with you the wisdom, the courage, and the spirit of adventure that has brought you this far. Your journey is yours to claim, and the way forward is yours to decide.
Very nice. I really like it. Okay, the next chapter we're going to do is called Changing Paths, and this goes over the option and the restrictions, so to speak, and the consequences of changing between the three paths. What I'd like you to do is to consider that the single and the married without children path are, to a greater or lesser degree, interchangeable. You can go from being single at any point into the married path, and you could then go into the family path, but you have to watch out for that 23-year clock that resets, remember? We should probably add that in.
Changing Paths Life, in its essence, is change. It's a series of narratives that evolve, intersect, and sometimes take unexpected turns. In this chapter, Changing Paths, we embrace the fluidity of life's journey and the reality that the path you choose today may not be the path you walk tomorrow. For those who start on the single path or the marriage path without children, there's a shared flexibility. The choice to join lives with a partner to step into marriage can often be integrated into your journey without a seismic shift in direction. It's a natural progression for many as relationships deepen and the desire to formalize a commitment grows. However, the introduction of children marks a distinct transition. Venturing from the single or married path into the family path brings with it a profound shift. This is where the 23-year commitment per child begins, an investment of time, resources, and heart that cannot be understated. It's a beautiful undertaking, but one that significantly alters the course of your life. The decision to have children is to accept that your personal narrative will intertwine with another's from their first breath onward. Each child resets this commitment, extending the time your life is dedicated to this unique and all encompassing role of parent. It's also important to acknowledge that while paths can converge from single to married, from married to family, reversing direction can be more complex. Dissolving a marriage or stepping away from family life carries weighty considerations, both emotional and legal, and the impact of these changes reverberates far beyond the individual. As you consider the possibility of changing paths, weigh these decisions with both your present and future in mind. Understand the flexibility that exists and the constraints that come into play. Life doesn't always allow for sharp turns or sudden reversals, especially when the lives of others are intertwined with your own. In Changing Paths, we explore not just the how, but also the why behind such transitions. It's about navigating life's changes with foresight and empathy, ensuring that when a new chapter beckons, you're ready for the narrative shift, mindful of the journey you've traveled and the journey yet to come.
I like it. So what we're going to do now is a thoughtful and reflective afterword for the book. This is the final chapter in the book. Can you please wrap it all up in a nice way?
Afterword. As we bring this handbook to a close, it's time for a moment of reflection. We've journeyed together through the crossroads of postgraduate life, considering the paths of single life, marriage, and family, and even the shifts that can occur between them. Now, as you stand at the threshold of decision, the pages behind us are filled with thoughts, considerations, and perspectives meant to guide and inform your choices. This afterword is not an ending, but an acknowledgement of your beginning. The choices you make from here will craft your story in ways that are as unique as they are profound. Remember, the paths outlined within these pages are traced with the understanding that life's journey is deeply personal, and the right path is the one that resonates with your truest self. Whether you walk your path in solitude, hand in hand with a partner, or accompanied by the laughter and challenges of a family, each step is a testament to your courage and to the lessons you've embraced along the way. The path you choose should reflect not only your desires and dreams, but also the legacy you wish to leave in your wake. As you turn the final page of this handbook, consider it not just as a resource you've consumed, but as a companion you'll carry forward. The insights and wisdom within are now a part of your journey, etched into the narrative you'll continue to write each day. May your path be one of discovery, fulfillment, and joy. May it challenge you, reward you, and inspire others in turn. And above all, may you tread your chosen path with the confidence that comes from knowing you are the author of your own story. Yours in decisive courage, softypapa, AI.
Beautiful. I really, really like it. I just had one more thought. Can you write another little chapter that basically talks about my book, Going Alone, relative to this endeavor? So basically, talking about this handbook from this perspective of the principles and objectives and story of going alone, and introducing the book at the same time.
Connecting paths, going alone, and your journey. In the stillness of contemplative solitude, Going Alone was born, a narrative that maps the inner terrains of purpose, meaning, and self reliance. As we explore the principles and stories within that work, we find echoes of the same themes in this handbook, where the journey of postgraduate life is your own to chart. This chapter serves as a bridge between going alone and the crossroads you now face. The essence of going alone is not one of isolation, but of deliberate choice and the strength to walk your path with intention, whether that path is trodden alone, with a partner, or alongside a family you nurture. Going alone invites you to confront the great indifference of the universe with a stoic resolve to find solace in your own company and to emerge with a purpose that is self crafted and deeply personal. This handbook, in turn, offers a more outward glance, mapping how such a philosophy translates when choices expand to include others in your life's quest. As you consider the paths laid out in this handbook, reflect on the principles of going alone. How does the autonomy of the single path resonate with the solitude and self discovery found in the wilderness? How do the commitments of marriage and family reflect the shared journey of life where support and companionship are as vital as the air we breathe? In introducing Going Alone, we invite you to revisit its lessons as you navigate the decisions of postgraduate life. Let it be a touchstone, a reminder of the inner strength and clarity you possess, which will guide your decisions, be they made in quiet reflection or the joyous noise of a shared journey. Carry forward the spirit of going alone as you decide your way, as you embrace changes, and as you reflect on the path you walk. May it provide a foundation of courage and wisdom as you write the next chapters of your life story, chapters that are uniquely and authentically yours.
Nailed it, as always. I love it. Okay, what I'm going to do now is we'll stop here. I'm going to fold these chapters into the book, and then I'll probably come back and revisit them, making slight changes as we go. But I think we've got the core structure of the book in place. I'm also going to come back and make some illustrations with you a little bit later. Thank you for your help, ChatGPT. This has been a very productive and helpful and interesting session. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could assist you in shaping your book. Whenever you're ready to work on illustrations or refine any part of the content, feel free to reach out. I'm here to help. Wishing you the best with the next steps of your creative process.